Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of Inside Rodeo, giving you things to watch, things to monitor, things to expect throughout the 2025 National Finals Rodeo. Earlier today, we did moments that defined the 2024 NFR, so we kind of looked back in time at last December. Today, we are fast forwarding to this December, where we are giving you 5 NFR first timers to watch. And so let's just dive right in. We are starting with the Aussie bull rider, not Kai Hamilton. It's Qynn Andersen, a Queensland native. And between Damian Brennan and Kai Hamilton recently, Aussies have really made a name for themselves at the National Finals Rodeo. That is not specifically why we are highlighting Qynn Andersen. There's plenty more that we will get into right now. It's first of all the fact that he's already ridden in some high pressure situations. I talked about this when I talked about Hudson Bolton in an earlier Inside Rodeo, where rookies, first year NFR qualifiers, really do historically struggle in their first appearance in Las Vegas. But something that's on Hudson Bolton's side is that PBR competition he has already seen. Same thing goes for Qynn Andersen, because to me, the problem is, how do you handle those really high difficulty bulls 10 nights in a row? There's no nights off. There's maybe a spinner here and there, but you're not going to be able to sneak by with 79.5 and 80-point rides at the NFR. You're going to stay on and probably be 85, 86, 87 points. And if you stay on, you're probably getting a check. And so when you look at Qynn Andersen, this is a guy who at the PBR teams finals rode 3 straight bulls for the Texas Rattlers to close his team season. This is a guy who in his first year in the PRCA had the 5th highest riding percentage at 52.1%, one of only 5 guys over 50%. This is a guy who won Greeley and Cheyenne as a rookie against the best of the best. And then also, if you look at Pro Bowl stats and you really break this down into the high difficulty bulls and the projections there, you have Qynn Andersen as having the 6th best riding percentage, about 30%, against the high difficulty bulls, which make up about 50, 60% of the NFR field. So he can handle those bulls. He could ride 3 of 9 of those, then also add on another bull, make it 4 of 10, and really have a good place in the average. He's also still very much in that rookie race, only $18,000 behind Hudson Bolton. So a lot still to ride for Qynn Andersen, the 9th ranked bull rider in the PRCA. We move over to the bareback riding now, where we go to Waylon Bourgeois, number 12. And we have seen first year NFR Cowboys in the bareback riding, and things are a little bit different there. It's a little more successful. We've seen Jess Pope win the average in his first appearance. We've seen Cade Senier be up on the leaderboard in his first appearance. We've seen Cole Franks in his first appearance really make a splash at the National Finals Rodeo, specifically in the average. Well, this year, I think Waylon Bourgeois, the big, strong kid, the former fullback and linebacker on the football field, the former baseball player, a guy who's finished number 29, number 25, number 18 before finally breaking through and finishing number 12. This is a guy who can handle the beating that a bareback rider will take all 10 nights at the NFR, which really is half the game. He's also top 5 in qualified rides. He's seen a lot of different horses, not only this year, but over those previous 4 years to get to this point. He always gets on a ton of horses, and he's mostly always healthy, which is a big deal for the bareback riders here. He does not get as banged up based on his size and his strength. He's also top 10 in the PRCA, an average score, 85 plus point rides and 87.5 plus point rides. So he does profile a little better than the number 12 bareback rider in the world. We'll go to the timed event end now. Kyle Lucas, the 14th ranked tie-down roper. It's for his first appearance. After double-digit Canadian finals appearances, he finally breaks through and makes the National Finals Rodeo. And this year in Rogers Place in Edmonton, he won the Canadian title for the first time in his career after finishing runner-up 3 times. He was top 30 each of the previous 4 years prior to this season, making that NFR. Not only is he roped with the pressure of the Canadian Finals Rodeo already, he roped with the pressure of September being on the bubble with a chance to finally make his first National Finals Rodeo, something his dad did 6 times at age 31. He roped with that pressure all of September. And then right away in the first weekend of October, he went to Edmonton, where he won that Canadian Finals, like I said. And he went to the final round of that Canadian Finals Rodeo where he had to make a good run. And his calf ducks, and he still puts it on him, still makes an 8.3 second run. Then he gets to go over there and get interviewed by his sister, Katie Lucas. So just some really awesome moments in just the last couple months for Kyle Lucas in his career. Stuff he will remember for the rest of his life. And now he's got an opportunity to do it at the National Finals Rodeo, where, by the way, Dylan Hancock and Joel Harris, both in their first appearance last year, each won not one, but 2 rounds. And after he won that Canadian title, he had a quote that really stuck out for me because it is how I've always kind of viewed Kyle Lucas, 31-year-old Kyle Lucas, but also how he views himself. And I said 31 because that's kind of important to this quote, in my opinion. He is not a 22-year-old kid still trying to figure it out, making his first NFR. His dad went 6 times. His dad went to the Canadian Finals 22 times. His sister has been covering this rodeo for 10 years. He's roped the extras. So anyway, this is what he said after he won his first Canadian title. These Canadian ropers in Edmonton are truly great, but those guys in Las Vegas are wolves. I think it's probably a good thing that I'm going to my first NFR at this stage of my career. A little older, with more maturity that I feel I've acquired, especially in the last couple of years. And to me, that says a lot about where Kyle Lucas's mind is entering that National Finals Rodeo, and I think it's in a very, very good place. Our next guy, bronc rider, we're going back to the rough stock for these final 2. Q Taylor, 13th ranked saddle bronc rider, but it's really about how he won Pendleton, took second in the Governor's Cup, made 7 rides of 87 points or better in September alone, and all of that moved him up from number 20 in the last 3 weeks of the regular season. And again, to make his first NFR, talk about going through some wolves. He basically had to win Pendleton or Puyallup to have a chance at making the NFR. He wins one, takes second at another. Just clutch, just riding at a high level, making those clutch rides, making those pressure rides before the finals. Then lastly, Jacek Frost, the 9th ranked bareback rider. Really, really similar story to Q Taylor. On September 5th, Jacek Frost was number 23. But he would go on to win Puyallup, win Pendleton, won Puyallup with 91.5 points, the ride of his life on Lunatic Heaven, who he says is his favorite horse, which I think is a really good sign. If you got one of the baddest buckers in the world as your favorite horse, as a horse you have ridden recently for 91.5 points, that not only changed the trajectory of your season, but maybe your career by getting to your first NFR in your mid-20s. Same type of deal a little bit as Kyle Lucas, too. I mean, you talk to him. He has the utmost respect for his fellow bareback riders. He has the utmost respect for these caliber of horses. He knows everyone is good. And he said in multiple interviews that it was a fight to the finish. Not only is it a fight to the finish, he knows, he's aware of the fight it's going to take at the National Finals Rodeo. And I think this kid, the way he rides, is the most similar to Rocker Steiner, where he's small, he's 5'4", 5'5", but he's just got such fast feet. And he's somehow still in control of all of these rides despite being a smaller guy. But again, you watch this kid's feet and he is firing those things. So I'm not sure how he does in the average over 10 rounds, contrary to Waylon Bourgeois, but with that 91.5 point ride, knowing how well he can ride some of these great horses, I would not be surprised to see Jacek Frost win a round, because also he has won rounds, won competition, done very well against the best of the best very, very recently. So those are my 5. Obviously, there's other guys in there, plenty of arguments you can make. You don't make the National Finals Rodeo by accident, but if you're watching for the first time, first-timers, you never know how it's going to be. They don't know how it's going to be. The jitters, the pressure, the energy in that building. I've only witnessed it from just walking in to cover it, but I cannot imagine, especially if you're Waylon Bourgeois or Jacek Frost, right away in this rodeo, grand entry ends and boom, within 10 minutes, it is go time. So no one knows how they will handle that, but I'm looking forward to watching all of these guys. And again, these are my guys I wanted to spotlight to give you a taste of maybe what to expect from some guys you have not seen at the National Finals Rodeo before. So as always, let me know what I missed. Let me know where I was right. Let me know where I was wrong. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. I think this video made you a little bit smarter about what to expect at the National Finals Rodeo. So I would appreciate if you passed on that intelligence to anyone you've ever met, everyone you know. We are trying to spread the word as we are about 2 weeks away from the 2025 National Finals Rodeo. Our week of content is not done. Tomorrow, we've got a duel. We got 2 episodes of fantasy rodeo picks. We're going to help you fill out your pro fantasy rodeo teams. Maybe help you win that truck that I can almost see from my office window right now. So stay tuned for that as we wrap up our week of content on the US Cowboy YouTube channel. And stay tuned all the way through December 4th on YouTube, on social, on our website as we get you ready for the 2025 National Finals Rodeo. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.